Hey there, welcome back to another speed build for my save file. This one is a quick one coming at you from Willow Creek. It's Crick Cabana. I've redone this one a couple of times, but not a ton. And I pretty much always do the same thing every time as far as the layout goes, because what else can you do with such a basic house, right? Anyways, you'll notice several times. So the main idea was to keep it mostly base game, or at least base game only initially, and then mostly base game with just maybe 2 other packs added in at the end, which you'll see. But several times throughout the video, my base game only filter got deselected. So you'll see me add lots of stuff in and then go back and delete it and add different stuff in. That was not because I changed my mind. That was because base game became deselected. That was a real fun process. I don't know why that happens to me so much and why it takes me so long to notice every time it happens, but it does. So in the end, I only added in a couple of dressers from, I think, Dream Home Decorator. And let's see what else. I think I added in the thermostat from Seasons as well. I don't know. By the end, you'll see. And if you go to the Sims 4 gallery, you'll also be able to see the base game version and then the version where I added other packs in there. So you'll know it should only be 2 other packs, but I could be wrong. I could have added a 3rd pack in there and don't remember it. But yeah, again, like with the first one, I will have this all available on the gallery, both versions, base game only, and then the little things added in from the other packs, just to make it easier so that you can download it now and play it, create the save file as I go if you like or whatever. But eventually I will have the whole save file available for you as one single download to play. This house does not have a family attached. I just built a 4-person house. I tried to keep it within a 2-person budget, just in case you started this out with a couple or, whatever, or if, like if you have move households in turned on, or the new neighborhood story progressions turned on, then other sim families can move in here, and there are plenty of choices for like bedrooms and beds and all that kind of stuff. So I didn't attach a family to this house because of those very reasons that I just mentioned. I don't want every single house to have a family in it. I want the new story progression and, of course, your own stories that you want to make to play center stage. So I probably am not going to add a ton of families. Like, I'm not going to add families to every single lot or even to half of the lots. I may only add 1 or 2 families in per world, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less. But the idea is just mostly to update the older pack houses, like the base game houses, and the packs that are getting a lot older now, just to update their houses, bring them into the present, and add some stuff like the season stuff to fully flesh them out, if you will. So they have thermostats and fire alarms and all the other stuff. And one thing that I noticed sometimes in some of the older worlds, older houses, they didn't always have fire alarms, or smoke detectors in all of the houses. I don't know if that was an accidental oversight, as that's something I do myself quite frequently, or if that was done on purpose, because when the base game Sims 4 came out, There were no firefighters. They didn't add those until after pets were added, or right around the time pets were added, or something like that. I'm pretty sure it was after pets were added. So your Sims had to put their own fires out. So really, in reality, there wasn't too much of a need for smoke detectors. So a little fun fact about The Sims 4 for you. I did do a little bit like with the last one, the remodeling, if you will, of the major outside part of the house. I did do some big time room renovating inside, but the major part of the outside I left more or less essentially. I just shrunk it down a little bit. So if you have tiny living, this is a 100 square house. It is the largest size tiny house, but it is still technically a tiny house. So you can switch it to tiny house residential. And that reminds me, that's what the third pack was. Not items in the house, but the third pack that I added to the gallery upload was that this is a tiny house designated lot. Now I remember seeing the thing shrunk down like that. I'm like, oh yeah, how could you forget something like that? Was like what I went into remodeling and decorating this house idea in mind, turn it into a tiny house because it's the perfect space for it, right? But anyways, yeah, so no family attached, so no family to download from the gallery, just the house, either base game only or with the 3 expansion packs. Tiny house, tiny living for the house or the lot designation, and then the 2 dressers from Dream Home Decorator and the thermostat from Seasons. Again, you could download either version and the game would just replace those tiny little elements with something else or just delete them, and the majority of this would be fine because I don't overdo it with expansion packs in these base game houses. That's kind of the idea, besides staying within a small budget on these houses. The other idea is not to overfill it with expansion pack stuff so that anybody can download it with any combination of packs or no packs at all, and it'll totally be fine and run fine and look okay, and it won't half disappear when you download it. So yeah, I've downloaded a few lots that have done that before. But yeah, this is a short one because it's a small renovation. I kept the major part of it, the porch, the outside structure and everything the same. Just changed up the placement of the windows and the front door a little bit. And that's kind of all I really did. Simple landscaping and all that. And I like simple, clean, uncluttered things. And this is the part where I go back to add the expansion pack stuff on. And we're just about out of time, so let's watch the walkthrough. As always, thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate you. Bye.